One important thing that I want you guys to remember is the difference between a pool and a position. So the pool, that's specific bin step and base fee for a particular pair of tokens. You don't own the pool, even if you created that pool. It's used by everybody. Pools, once they're created, can never be destroyed. They live on the blockchain forever, as well as the bins that are created within that pool. Your positions is your liquidity that you have deposited into that pool. It only exists whenever you deposit, and whenever you withdraw and close your position, then that is destroyed. And you can have as many positions as you'd like within a single pool. So yeah. Okay. All right. So here's our goals to winning with the DLMM. In a sense, you're basically swapping assets in the pair as the price moves from bin to bin. As that happens, you're earning these fees. It does not auto rebalance like some older traditional AMMs. And there's two ways to profit from this. You get a positive return off of divergence loss, or a positive return from fees. What do we mean here? Impermanent, or more accurately called divergent loss. So you've put money into a pool, they're going to be swapped one for the other, hopefully. And it's unlikely whenever you put liquidity in, especially two-sided, that you're going to get the exact same amount back out when you withdraw. It's possible, but it's very hard to hit that. And once a swap hits your liquidity, you're in something called divergent loss, because the price of the tokens has diverged from where it was. And this is considered versus simply holding the two tokens. This is natural, and a lot of people get hung up over impermanent loss or divergent loss, but it happens the moment that a swap hits your liquidity. The goal is to overcome these losses with fees. So you need to generate enough fees off of your position in order to overcome any divergent or impermanent loss to be in profit. Here's a visual representation of that. So I've got Sol Uranus, one of my favorite tokens. I started out depositing like this in a pure spot. This was my entry point. The price of the token went down, so it diverged from where I entered. I am now in a negative divergent loss. Hopefully, I've earned enough fees along the way to overcome that. And of course, that may take time, some moving up and down, back and forth, but you can still win if you generate enough fees and the price went down. If you've got enough fees to overcome those losses, you can be in profit. And so that's just what we talked about. The most important things that you want to look for when you're choosing something to LP is, does it have volume? Is there enough trading on this token? Is it going to move enough for me to generate some fees? You're also looking at the TVL. If you get into a pool, say by yourself, and you put in $500 or $100 or whatever, there's not much liquidity there for trades to be routed through your pool. You could have the very best price out there, but if you don't have the TVL, you're not going to get the trades. So a pool with a higher TVL is going to attract more swaps. So that's something that you may also want to look for. Volatility is a thing that you may be looking for, unless you're looking for stables, but that up and down, again, is what's going to trigger those dynamic fees and earn you more money to overcome your impermanent loss. And then something that we call a positive divergent loss is just whenever you're withdrawing at a higher value compared to where you deposited. So like if you're doing a one-sided and you want a DCA, you can use the bid ask. All of my tokens were converted to SOL, which is great. The price pumped. I withdraw. I only have SOL. That's the only token that I wanted out of this pair. So, I win. Plus, I've earned fees along the way. So this is one way to do it. Now, it doesn't always happen this way for you. This is the prayer that every DGen has, but it's not always necessarily going to happen, but it is ideal.